Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Denise. I'm a manifestation coach. If you would like to sign up with one-on-one coaching, there's a link in the description below that will take you to my website. If you want to learn more about manifestation and law of assumption, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel and check out my other videos. So this video is going to be about the quantum shift. Everybody wants to shift quickly. I get it. I get it. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to get into what that is and what it entails and how you can do it. I want to start by reminding you that, as with everything in your reality and everything that you achieve and are capable of doing, it comes with the assumption that you can. So you want to start cultivating and nurturing that assumption that you can have a quantum shift into another state of consciousness, which will therefore reflect back a new reality. It's not even that you're shifting into a different reality that was already existing and already happening. It simply is that everything you can imagine is available for you to become the state of consciousness that can then push that out and reflect it back, right? So your whole experience is your state of consciousness being outpictured and reflected back for you. So yeah, you can shift your state of consciousness abruptly into what we can perceive as a drastic new state of consciousness, so long as you practice the assumption that you can. And in fact, I'm going to read this definition according to Merriam-Webster about a quantum shift. And it is quite simply, let me go through all these little videos of my son because I took a screenshot of it. A quantum jump is an abrupt transition as of an electron, an atom, or a molecule from one discrete energy state into another. So there it is. It's an abrupt transition from one energy state into another, an abrupt transition from one state of consciousness into another. And I want to point out that with this, you are always shifting or always having the ability in each new now moment to shift your state of consciousness. And in fact, that's what the movement of time is. It is your consciousness shifting very subtly in each now moment. So right now, all of my assumptions that I believe to be are true are holding my reality in place. The only difference, the subtle difference in each now moment, is the thoughts I'm thinking about what words I will be saying next. Everything else I'm bringing with me from one state of consciousness into the next, into the next, into the next, into the next. I'm holding it down, holding everything together with my assumptions, aside from the freedom that I'm giving myself in terms of what I'm imagining or assuming or deciding I will be saying next. So in each now moment, you essentially do have at your availability a brand new, entirely clean slate where you can choose any state of consciousness that you can imagine, fathom, create a sentence about in your mind. All states are available to you at all times, and your ability to shift there is completely dependent on your ability to imagine it, to assume it to be true, and to decide it is so. So that's really all you need to do, is have that understanding that in each now moment I am shifting. I'm just making what we would consider more subtle shifts, more shifts that seem to make more sense, right? Like every time you wake up and get out of bed, that's an opportunity for you to shift. Every step you take is an opportunity for you to shift into a new reality, which you're already doing, like I said, but you're bringing all of your old assumptions with you. So 99 or whatever percentage of it is actually staying the same, except the fact that you're now walking to the bathroom to maybe brush your teeth or get in the shower. So start meditating on that, start contemplating that, start identifying what this reality that you want to shift to looks like. Know what it looks like, know how you're going to feel in it, know how you will be thinking when you're in it, what will you be seeing, what types of things will people be saying to you, what types of things will you be saying to the people around you, what will you be experiencing, how will you be feeling. These things are really important. If you want to get into a new state of consciousness, you have to become familiar with what that state of consciousness feels like, what it looks like, what it sounds like, what it smells like, what it tastes like. You want to identify it. That's how you get somewhere. Just like if you're driving in your car, if you're lost over here, but you actually don't know where you want to go, that's not going to do you much good. You have to know where you want to go. You also need to know where you are, right? That's how you figure it out. So same thing with this, awareness of what state of consciousness you're in, your definition of aim of the state of consciousness you desire to be in, and then the path to getting there is just like I said, it's how does it feel? How do I think? How am I talking? What am I focused on? What am I seeing in my reality? What types of conversations am I having with people? What does my day-to-day look like? So that's how you shift your state of consciousness. And again, it's reminding yourself that this is possible for you in every moment. So while you've identified where you're going and how that will look and feel, and you can imagine that and you can get into that and you can vibe with that, I want you to spend some time in meditation or contemplation, whatever you want to call it. I want you to spend some time being quiet and conceptualizing the possibility of this happening in any moment. Every now moment is a new opportunity for you to shift. Every single now moment is a new opportunity for you to shift. And the more familiar you make this reality, this state of consciousness that you want to exist in, the more familiar you make it internally in imagination, and the more you support the notion that it can happen now, it's always available to me, and each now moment, it's always 100% available to me. It will never become more available, and it's never less available. It's always there. You just want to expand your awareness. You want to suspend disbelief. You want to practice dropping any perceived limitations, leaving them all where they are. And that's how you quantum shift. You know, I very recently did this in a pretty drastic way, and it wasn't intentional. It just sort of came through me and happened. I changed my career. For those of you that know, you know. For those of you that don't, you don't. I'll give you a quick snapshot. I've been a manifestation coach since 2019. I worked with an organization. I was on a different YouTube channel. I was out there doing this full-time professionally. And within less than 5 days, I made a decision to do my own thing. And I made this decision. And actually, when I first made the decision, it was like, what if I do this wild thing? What if I do that? What would it look like? And that was the very first night. By the time I woke up the next morning, I was motivated to create my website, create my channel, create content, get my aesthetic. Like, I got it all figured out. And within 4 days, I pulled the trigger and executed it. And so that's how, like, you quantum shift by having a definition of aim, being familiar with what it's going to look like, and then knowing that it's possible for you. And that's really all I did. And in that, all the action steps that I needed to take came through me perfectly. I was excited. I was inspired. I hit some challenges along the way, but it was nothing. I mean, it was all admin stuff that, like, I'm not good with the computer and the techie stuff, and I get about that. But I still figured a lot of stuff out. I learned a ton of shit while I was doing this and created my own website and did all these things. And like I said, 4 days, it happened so quickly and it was so smooth and I learned so much and it was amazing. And so you can do this. Like, you can do this with any reality. Just let yourself become familiar with how it feels to be in that reality. And then let yourself suspend disbelief, drop perceived limitations, and know that it's possible for you. And really, that pondering that notion that literally in each now moment, I can adopt that state of consciousness. In each now moment, I can select that version, that outcome, that reality in each now moment. And the more you practice it in each now moment in imagination, the more solid it's going to become within you, and then it has no other choice but to be reflected. All right? So, quantum shift, quantum jump, quantum leap, if any of y'all watched that show back in the day. But anyway, yeah, it's possible. You can do it. In fact, you're already doing it, just not on the level of like a quantum shift. Like, you're not having a quantum shift in each moment because you're not drastically changing your reality. It's subtle. You're just shifting the little thing that you assume will be different in each new now moment. So the little thing that you assume to be different can become a big thing, because remember, there's nothing big or little, it's all the same energetically. It can become something that you would perceive as far away or harder to obtain or attain or out of reach. As you become more familiar with it in imagination, you will be bringing that concept closer to you. It will start to make more sense to you. It will start to feel closer. It will start to feel within reach. It will start to feel possible. So start by affirming that all things are possible. I am limitless. All states of consciousness are available for me to perceive. And don't just affirm them, contemplate them. I cannot stress that enough. Contemplation and really starting to think it, not just the action of thinking it over and over again, but to practice thinking from it, to practice thinking it's true for you, to practice thinking it's what you believe. That's how you shift. All right? Okay, so I will see you guys next time. Have a wonderful rest of your day.